folks, and welcome to another Sunday Morning Samoflange. I'm Matt.
And I'm not in Australia.
Whoa! What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
You can adjust.
I can adjust?
You can adjust.
I can adjust on the fly here?
Adjust on the fly.
Live action.
Can I adjust for you?
Is it gonna, just
put it.
Just put it right there,
Oh,
man.
no.
Just.
Whoa! Look out. Okay, here. I don't know. We're going to use this to balance this one.
How about this? How about this?
I don't know what's going on.
I'll just get right like that.
Here. It's okay. All right, here. Switching out. Go with that one. There you go.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good now.
Testing. 1, 2.
Yeah, you're on. Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Hey is for horses.
What does a gay horse eat?
Hey. What does a super gay horse eat? Stepdaddy.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, man, welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Man, I'm happy to have you. You know, someone told me that we had a comment that your Royal Rumble was one of the best Samoflanges we'd had in a while.
Really?
Your Royal Rumble story. They really enjoyed, and it wasn't John Stapp.
I was about to say, was it one of the guys that was there?
No, someone else really enjoyed it. And today we're talking about a fun one. Malls used to be the thing back in the day. Mall stores and everything. Now, if you have a mall, that's something. But we used to hang out in mall stores all the time, and today it's the top 5 mall stores we always visited.
I miss the mall. I miss the good mall.
The good mall.
The good mall.
On a Saturday, we went last Saturday, dead.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, and Megan and I were going, it used to be where you couldn't even find, if you went at 11 o'clock, good luck finding something inside. You had to park on the outside parking lot on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. You know, the parking lot across the street from the parking lot, right. You had to park there on Saturdays.
Well, people used to hang out there. I mean, you could go shopping for the day. You had stuff for the kids.
That was your social, before social media, that's where you socialized.
Yeah.
Yeah, before kids went online. Those stinking kids. Thanks. Whatever they're called now, are they No, it's not millennials. It's
I don't know
Gen Z.
I don't know what kids are these days.
Yeah, kids dumb.
Besides,
anyway,
idiots.
So, but it used to be fun, and and I was thinking about this just Saturday, which is how I came up with the idea. I was like, you know what? There used to be so many stores I used to love visiting. I mean, honestly, it took 0 time to come up with 5.
0 time.
0 time.
I actually had to whittle some down, like no problem.
Now, here's the deal. Crossover.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, you're going to let me pick? I know 1 for sure. I'm going to go 1.
Okay.
I know 1 for sure. Dang it. You got to go 2 or 0
I got to go 2 or 0.
That's tougher. That's why I let you pick first.
I'll go 2.
Okay. You could be right.
I'll go 2.
I'll go first.
You should go first. And I'm going to say that I absolutely 100% know what your number 1 is.
You probably do.
I have to.
You have to.
Like, if you don't, you need to shut down your whole gimmick.
Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, no. Okay. I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
But okay, hold on. I'm going to explain.
But I'm not going to, snipe that or anything.
I'm going to explain because I don't think we're thinking of the same one here. All right, so number 5.
Okay, you just go with number 5.
Tape World.
Tape World is on my list.
Shut up! Yes. You're going to win. You're going to win. Oh, I should have picked. I almost picked 2 because I thought
Tape World is my number 4.
Shut up. Okay, that was where you went to look at the new album, to get the new tape.
Yes.
And I remember back in the day they had CDs and tapes, and I thought, what if CDs take over? What are they going to call this place? Oh, they call it closed.
Yeah. Well, in our mall, there were 3 stores that you could go into for music.
And the reason I didn't pick the other 2 is because I couldn't remember the name. Yeah. Unless I looked it up and I said, then Tape World's it.
Well, with the Pecanland Mall, if you went into the food court, right there in front of you, a little bit askew to the right was the first one. Yep. You take a left and go down that hallway, that's Tape World. And then if you went down further to the left, that was the bigger
racks of tapes. You could look at the name.
But Tape World was the best.
It was the best.
Because it was like, it was narrow. Everything was like on the wall.
Everything was on the wall.
Yeah.
You just picked it from the wall. And it was just wonderful. And it was organized. You knew exactly where to go.
Yep.
By alphabetical order, who you were going to see. And you'd look and see what albums they had and pick out the album you wanted. Tapes a lot of the times. But I remember there was a few CDs. And I was thinking, oh man, what if CDs take off? And of course, Tape World was gone. I was upset when Tape World was gone because I used to buy tapes on Tape World.
I did too. I remember getting on a school field trip. I remember getting Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style.
The first tape I ever bought, and I want to say it was at Walmart, but you've never bought music at Walmart. Why?
Because Sam Walton was alive and everything was edited.
And so I didn't know that. And then listen, I was like, wait, what? Where's the wordy dirds? And it was edited out. And I was like, I will never buy Walmart again. And I started going Tape World. But the first one I bought was like Weezer. And I didn't bleep anything out Weezer. And then I bought another tape at Walmart. I can't remember what it was. I was like, what? And so then from then on out, I bought it Tape World.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm buying Tape World. And Tape World was because it was so well organized and easy. And I don't remember the other ones. I mean, I remember going in.
Didn't edit crap.
No, they didn't. You could get your birdie dirds on there.
I could get Doggy Style.
Yeah. Bloodhound Gang.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, okay, wow. Okay, so you're going to win this. Go ahead with your number 5 then.
I may not win it. It may go over.
Well, we may both lose.
Who knows?
But yeah.
All right, my number 5 is the better, in my opinion, of the two bookstores, B. Dalton Bookseller.
It was a good store. B. Dalton.
I enjoyed B. Dalton a little bit more than the other, which I won't name in case it's on yours.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's kind of like Tape World. It was one of those things where there were multiple music shops. There were multiple bookstores. I think I liked B. Dalton because, if I remember correctly, it was a little bit smaller, kind of like Tape World, and I think I kind of liked that.
B. Dalton, I bought when I got my first Star Wars book. I bought the rest of them either one of the two bookstores, but when I went to buy the second one had just come out in paperback, so I bought it on paperback. And the third one, I waited forever. Well, my mom took me to the mall. B. Dalton had it, the hardback. I bought it. It was the third book of the Zahn trilogy. And the lady had she said, do you have the other two? I went, yes, I do. I said, I have it all in paperback, but I can't wait for paperback. I've got to get this in hardback. She went, well, we have the other two in hardback too if you want. I was thinking, dadgummit, yeah, I better may as well buy them all. So some of my first purchases of Star Wars Expanded Universe stuff was B. Dalton.
Do you still have those 3?
Yes, I do. I have the original 3 from B. Dalton that I bought. I bought them all that day.
That is
the other
awesome.
2 were behind the counter in hardback. I went, go ahead, give me them all, because it was just such a great series. I had to have them all in hardback.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much else to say about it, but that's
okay.
My number 5.
Good number 5 pick. My number 4 now. Oh no, I should have picked 3. You may have this one. Hold on. Let me make sure before I say anything. Yeah, I've got to go with... Oh, wait. Maybe I'm switching. Am I switching up? No, Eckerd's.
Don't have Eckerd's.
Okay. Eckerd's had its own entrance into the mall.
Yeah.
I always parked there.
Yeah.
Because no one remembered that they had an entrance. And it was like in the corner of the mall. And so no one... I mean, people parked there, but you could still get relatively close. Mm-hmm. And I love that. That was my entrance and exit all the time. And... I always got a candy bar on the way into the mall or when I was leaving. I always had to buy something there. I felt like, because they had candy bars, Cokes, and I'd buy something and eat it going inside the mall.
Justify using their door.
I guess so, but I didn't feel bad about not buying anything, just walking through, but I just wanted a candy bar. And I remember Eckerd's just always got my business.
Man, I forgot about that till you just said it, but now I picture it. I remember it. I remember that door. I remember that.
Yes. The side door was the best because no one knew it was there. It didn't have a entrance to the mall.
Right.
It didn't even say. I don't think it said Eckerd's even.
It was it
was just a back door to Eckerd's.
On the opposite side of the food court, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could just kind of get right in there where you needed to get.
You could just walk out, and it was just in the corner between that and Sears.
Yeah.
But no one, and the door was there, and you could walk in, and on the window door it said Eckerd's, but didn't have a sign. Mm-hmm. So no one really knew it was a door. And I mean, there's a few rows filled, but you could always get close enough to the mall.
Yeah.
Because no one thought about parking there. But I love that.
Dang.
Easy because of its easy access to the mall.
Well, you should go ahead with your number 3 because my number 4 was Tape World.
Okay, all right. My number 3. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Everything's $1.
Oh, dang. No, I don't have that.
Not Dollar Tree.
Right.
It used to be called Everything's a Dollar.
Yeah, and it was a dollar.
And everything was a dollar, and it was good stuff.
Yeah.
Like they had old Atari games, old Intellivision games. We bought Intellivision games. We had bought an Intellivision a few years earlier, and Dad had paid for it to get fixed, and we broke it again. We were hoping Dad would fix it again for us, and they had some Intellivision. This is back late 80s, early 90s. They had these plastic hockey sticks that you could play. I mean, you can't buy that for $1. But we bought. I remember I spent $15. I bought 15 sticks. I bet $15 plus tax. I bought every single hockey stick they had because we played street hockey all the time. We used those sticks. And after a while, if you slamming it onto the concrete so many times, they break. But we'd wrap them up and tape them just to.
Didn't matter. It was a dollar.
It was $1, and so we bought all the sticks they had. And but you could get. There was tons of good toys. I mean, I wish that I would have, and you regret these things, but I need to just take a video camera right now and go through the mall because I need to preserve that. You saw the '96 mall video from.
Love it.
It's the best thing. It's a time capsule. Why don't we do that now? We don't appreciate the present. In order to, we put. Well, what if we'd have done this in 2005? Run through the mall, you, me, and CJ back in the day.
Yeah.
It would have been treasure now.
Right.
And I just never think about that. But I wish I could have gone through those rows of everything's a dollar and shown people what you could get for $1 back then. Because everything's a dollar is like, wow, there's a lot of good stuff here. And now you look and like, well, that's crap. Mm-hmm. It's sad.
And it's not a dollar.
It's not $1 anymore. But everything's a dollar was great.
All right.
Number three.
My number 3. They may still have this somewhere. Mm-hmm. Maybe. I really don't know. But my number 3 is Gadzooks.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed Gadzooks a lot for a couple of reasons, but one main reason. Well, so anytime we went on a school field trip, see, I grew up in a town a little bit from here, 30 minutes from here, so I didn't really get a chance to go to the mall a lot whenever I was growing up. It was either maybe
that was a special trip.
Yeah, and when I went on school field trips or whatever, because we would always come down to Monroe and go to a play or whatever, and then go eat at the mall, or maybe once a month, once every 2 months or something like that with my mom. So Gadzooks, I love the goofiness, the silliness of everything in there. So everything was just kind of like off kilter a little bit. Some of it was even like very risque. But before graphic tees, like you can get graphic tees anywhere now, and graphic tees are just kind of like the thing to wear. But it wasn't always that way. And like Gadzooks was one of the very first places that I remember I could walk in that store and see all of the graphic tees up on the wall.
On the wall. Yeah, that was the first store to do that.
Yeah, and I want to, and I would always get a shirt, and some of them I couldn't get because some of them were a little bit too risque or whatever. But like, it's like an album cover or some pop culture something.
FBI.
Yeah. Yeah. The Big Johnson shirts, if you remember those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about
memory
those.
unlocked, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Level unlocked there.
So, yeah, that was one of my favorite things was that T-shirt wall. I just loved it, I mean, I'm sure I got like either a lava lamp or something weird or whatever, joke stuff. But,
when lava lamps came back in the 90s, because I never knew about them in the 70s. You would sit there and just stare and just watch it.
Yeah.
In the mall, you just sit there and just watch it as it goes. That's the weirdest thing to think about, that we used to just do that and going, so cool.
We were kids.
So you had a lava lamp?
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, at home, I got to be honest, it wasn't nearly as like fascinating as like in the store. I mean, it was still kind of neat.
It's like that. It's like that energy ball where you put your hand on it and it shot that one energy link would shoot to your hand.
Oh yeah.
What? I don't know what those are called, but they had those in the mall. You'd play with them all the time too.
Have you ever seen those pictures? This is kind of what I think about. You ever seen those pictures online? It's kind of like a meme or whatever, where it'll have like a split right in the middle, and the top portion will be like, what you think that my room looked like in the 80s, and it's got the dude with his like high tops on and his fade and like the Duck Hunt poster and like everything's pink and green and neon and 80s and stuff. And it's like, no, what my room actually looked like. And it's like brown and yellow and this little TV and this Atari because like
no Garfield phone.
Right. Yeah. No, because
none of the cool stuff.
That's just nostalgia 80s. Like our rooms didn't look like that. So with the lava lamp,
kid had a phone in their room unless you were in an 80s movie.
Right. Exactly. Unless you were in Rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the lava lamp was kind of the same thing, right? Like, you could picturesque this kind of 70s, like, hey, whatever, blah, 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 it's groovy, man. I guess that's kind of 60s more. But once you get it home and it's just sitting like, in your
then
room,
it's nothing.
it's really kind of
It's just
nothing,
something there.
Maybe
someone goes, oh, you got a lava lamp. Yeah. And
now,
then
right.
check out my baseball cards.
Yeah, right, yeah. You want to go outside?
Yeah, you want to go outside?
You want to go ride bikes?
Yeah.
You want to go thrash?
You want to go thrashing? Oh my God. Okay, so you also reminded me of something else. This wasn't at the mall. I don't think it was at the mall. Ooh, maybe it was. But I know they had the poster racks at Walmart.
Oh yes.
And flipping through those old poster
Loved
racks.
it.
I remember flipping through the poster rack and hoping your mom wasn't watching because you got to the swimsuit ones. But then when you heard your mom, boom, 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 boom,
yeah.
You're back at Mario.
I can hear.
You're back at Mario.
I can hear that.
Clackety, clackety, clack. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. But there, clack, 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 clack.
Like
And then a pause because you found Cindy Crawford. Or you found Mrs. Sports Illustrated.
You found
and then
Kathy Ireland.
Matt Clack. The old domino thing.
Found Suzanne Summers.
Yeah. But remember, we'd pick out the posters we wanted. We wanted the cool Ninja Turtle one. We wanted the cool whatever one. And now the poster rack's gone. It's a thing of the past.
I don't even know if anybody has posters.
Because you remember it showed the L9, so you'd look at the little
Yeah.
hole and pull it out.
Yeah.
We bought a few posters, I remember. We bought a Nintendo or superhero poster, something, you want something like a cool Batman poster. You buy posters. Do kids put posters up in their rooms anymore? No.
Not that I know of.
It's a thing of the past.
I'm not in too many kids' rooms though.
I have kids. They don't have posters. What is this? I'm gonna get my boy a poster of Cindy Crawford. Dad, I don't know who that is. It's not for you. It's for Dad. I mean, yeah. Just shut up. Anyway.
Look her up.
All right. My number 2 is possibly your number 1. I just realized this because I know this is If I'm wrong, then I'm gonna win with 1 because I'm positive this is on your list. Suncoast video.
It is not. It is an honorable mention.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa, that is number 2 for me because you always went to Suncoast. It was Suncoast Video, right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that? Yeah. Suncoast Video. You always went in there because A, everyone was super awesome that worked there. And then B, they had that coming soon calendar and you could see what movie were coming out. And this is so weird, you'd go ahead and pay for it.
Right.
$20, $19.95 to get when this movie comes out on VHS Speed. You want to buy it now? Yeah, I want to buy a pre-order. And you bought pre-orders. And when your tape came in, you're like, woo, woo, woo. And so you go pick up your tape, and then you'd see what was coming out next month and pre-order something else. I don't think I ever bought something in the store. Maybe I did. I think I may have bought 1 or 2 things in the store. I probably did. But mainly, about 80% of my purchases were pre-orders. That's the weirdest thing because you'd look, and they were the only ones that did that.
Yeah.
And it was such a smart thing back in the day of what was coming out.
I loved that store. I mean,
that was a great store. I cannot believe. I thought for sure that would be on your list.
Well, I think the other ones.
I'm gonna win because that's one pick. You don't
probably. So
wow.
Yeah, but did you think Tape World would be our one?
I did not think Tape World would be it. I thought Tape World may, but I didn't think.
Here's the deal with Suncoast, right? For me, these other ones were all a part of my childhood, right? Suncoast,
okay, that's fair,
wasn't a part of my childhood because they were so dadgum expensive.
They were.
I never really bought anything there. I loved going in there because they had all of the old movie displays up. You could see Wizard of Oz stuff. And
I love
Godfather,
that.
Marlon
They always had a
Brando.
movie playing.
Yeah, always had a movie playing. They had that one section that had the black covers on it, and you could go. And
I bought the Army of Darkness Special Edition there. I bought a lot of DVDs, VHSs,
right.
A lot of pre-orders. I bought the my Ewok DVD of both movies, 2 in 1. I bought 2 of those copies because I didn't know it was coming out, and bought one for my buddy Bruce. We gave it to each other for Christmas. We didn't even know.
That is hilarious.
Because he bought 2 copies too. And then, but yeah, there was a few things I bought, and when they were on clearance, I bought some, and I lost the DVD, and I really am pissed about this. I don't know where, and I lost it back when I was moving apartments too. Piranha Women of the Avocado Jungle of Death.
Okay, yeah.
starring a very young Bill Maher, and it's fan-friggin-tastic.
Holy guacamole.
Holy guacamole. But yeah, go ahead.
So, well, I bought stuff there. The few things that I did buy there, it was when I got to be an adult. And so
I get that.
Yeah.
But this is one of the stores that I always visited. I mean,
100%.
It was the rest of
First
them.
one on the right.
Not the first.
But
Almost,
like,
but
the
right
first
to
one I would
the
go
entrance.
in.
But I always, even if I wasn't buying anything, just look around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So my number 2 was KB Toys. Do you remember where the KB Toys was?
Oh, dang it. I should have put that one down.
I
forgot about KB Toys.
Right across from the food court.
I never bought anything there because it was too expensive. Mm-hmm. But I always went in there as a kid.
Yeah.
Ooh. But the other stuff I bought stuff at. So I'll leave my list.
I remember getting stuff in there just because I like, I'd always get.
I loved
toys
KB Toys.
And
I only went down that one aisle with the action figures. That's all. That's all I needed in that world was those action figures. Mm-hmm. Like looking at all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all the Thunder, whatever it was. You try to grab them all off the shelf and look at them all together.
Yeah. Old Thunder.
The vehicles, yes. Whatever it was, Transformers. I remember going down that aisle several times and just staying there. I mean, begging your mom, take you to KB Toys just so you could look.
Yeah. And once again, this is another one that I don't really have much to say about other than, I just spent time there as a kid. It's a toy store. But it was a little bit smaller. It was kind of tucked in that corner. So it was almost like whenever you walked in there, like toys were just like overflowing. It wasn't like going in like
It was
Walmart.
packed to the gills with
packed.
toys.
Yeah.
There was not one free space. There was not one empty space there.
No.
That's true. And it was just... It was a staple for the mall for years to go into KB Toys. KB Toys was just there for kids. Like, we're sorry your parents dragged you to the mall. I know you don't want to be here, but here's a KB Toys, kids.
And whenever, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that KB Toys turned into one of those CD places.
Yes, it did. FYI or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
FYE for
your entertainment. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Controversial. I'd rather have KB Toys make a comeback than Toys R Us. Yeah. KB Toys means more to me as a kid than Toys R Us did.
Screw Jeffrey.
I don't want to. When I grow up, I don't want to be a Toys R Us kid. Give me KB Toys.
Yeah, I want a KB.
I want a KB. What does KB stand for? Do we know?
I don't know.
Probably the owners or something.
Whatever we want it to right now.
Yeah. Probably something, with a cult.
Killer BMX.
Yeah. Hey, maybe so.
Rad.
All right. My number 1 is going to shock you because it's not what you're thinking. You're thinking Cards, Coins, and Collectibles, which I worked at.
Right.
And yes, I love that store, but I was an employee.
Okay.
Before I really shopped there as much. We did go there a little bit, but we like the store on North 18th better.
Okay.
The one at the mall we visit every once in a while. But my favorite store happens to be where Miss Sue Ann, Miss Lydia, the older ladies worked there. Thomas, who I called the Oracle because he knew where everything was in that store. Casey, with braces and always smiled and was always friendly to me. And then the manager was Jamie. That's how much I love this store. And I bought all my books at Walden Books.
Oh, yeah.
I have bookmarks from Walden Books that I still use today. If ever, I used to see Jamie all the time around town. I will never forget his face. And he remembers me too because I was there all the time. I knew just about every employee. If you were longer term, the older ladies were always nice. Mm-hmm. And I pre-ordered books all the time too. Casey was younger. She was my age. We hung out a little bit every once in a while. She was the girl with the short hair and it was orange. She dyed it orange. The kind of the punk girl. But she was super cool. And Thomas was the pudgy, middle-aged, balding, looking lumpy loser, but he knew where everything was. Mm-hmm. And when I asked for a copy, it was one of the old Del Rey Star Wars books. I decided to break down and buy it. I went, where is it? I can't find it. He went, what was it called again? And I told him, he's like, I think I know. And he followed me, and he walked down the aisle and looked on the third shelf and then went 1, 2, 3 books behind and pulled it out. He went, here it is. I went, how did you know? He went, I spent a lot of time organizing these shelves. And I went, so you know where everything? He's like, ask me a book. And so I looked around, found some books that were hidden behind other books, and then went back with the list, and he went through the store and showed me where they were.
The Oracle.
The Oracle, because he knew anything that was in that store. And Jamie was just the coolest guy ever. I was very sad when Walden Books closed. Very sad. Books A Million, I think, kind of ran it out of business back in the day because it was all the newness and everyone was going there. And they had that book club, which was a decent,
Right.
Back then the book club, you got discounts on bestsellers. Walden Books didn't give you discounts on bestsellers. So they used to be good deals back then, and they ran Walden Books out of business. And I refused for the longest to buy things from Books A Million because of it. I was mad of what they did to my Walden Books.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, but that was my jam. I mean, I can close my eyes and see everything and see everyone.
Yeah.
But that was the store that I always went to, and I hung out and talked. Those were my friends that worked there. They weren't just employees. It meant something to me.
It's still real to me.
It's still real to me. Yeah, exactly. What is number one? Hold on.
Are you intrigued?
I am very intrigued because I thought I had you on Suncoast Video, so I'm trying to think. Because you named the toy store. It can't be a clothing store. It can't be a big box retailer. I'm missing something here.
You
Go.
are missing something.
What am I missing?
My number one favorite store. The one that I had to go into first.
Glamour Shots.
Not Glamour Shots. Well, when you think of, an 11-year-old, a 13-year-old Mikey.
Tilt.
Not Tilt, although that's one of my honorable mentions. I didn't put that as a store.
That's the arcade place for anyone who doesn't know.
That would probably be number one if it was like places in the mall, not like a store.
It's not a store. You're right.
Before movies were my first love. My first love was video games.
Oh!
So
Electronic Boutique.
So I would go. Electronics Boutique is number one.
Dadgummit.
With a bullet.
We always bought our video games at Toys R Us. I don't know why. We just did. Toys R Us used to have that little you take out the card slip and hand it to them in the back window, then they give you the game.
Yeah.
But Electronic Boutique.
Yeah, Babbage's. I think it was Babbage's first, and then
Babbage's,
and then Electronics Boutique. Which that whole thing though was weird because
I may have bought a player guide there once.
Their games were expensive. I mean, I remember.
But I never bought anything besides that player guide. If I bought that player guide,
we're talking I remember when Super Street Fighter 2, not Super Street Fighter, when Street Fighter 2 Turbo came out, it's $75 freaking dollars. Those cartridges were expensive.
Yeah, they were super expensive.
So I can't say that I got a lot from there.
But that was the store you were inside the most time.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
get it.
That's where I would go. That's where I would look because I never had a computer growing up, so I always was a console gamer. But that was one of the few places besides Radio Shack that I could go, which was another good one in the mall because there was that Radio Shack in the mall for a while.
Yeah, I remember Radio Shack.
That actually had PC games. So
it had PC games and it had those remote control cars. They were always driving around. I was like, man, that looks cool. I did. I was thinking, I want a remote control car. Yeah. But they were way too expensive.
Yeah, but they had all those player guides and stuff, and it was just that was back in the day whenever there was no internet, and I mean, I cannot tell you whenever a new video game or a new system was coming out, just the hype back then because you couldn't research.
You're right.
You had to get the books.
You didn't know internet wasn't around back then. You had magazines that gave you those releases.
So Electronics Boutique for sure was my number one.
That's a good pick. I should have thought about them. Like I said, I didn't really buy anything there because I got all my games at Toys R Us.
Right.
But, yeah, wow. What other honorable mentions?
I only had three, which I'm sure I could think of more. You talked about Suncoast, you talked about Tilt. This is actually really, really personal to me.
I'm walking through the mall in my head right now.
But Sears. And I'm going to tell you why. Because, my mom used to whenever we would go as a family.
You'd always go to Sears.
We parked at Sears. They went into Sears.
Yeah, I get that.
And because my mom and dad
that was your entrance.
Yeah, they loved Sears. And so I spent a lot of time there. And
that was where the mall adventure began for you.
Right.
No, I
and
totally
it makes me think
get
of
that.
my parents, and because they had things for both. They had they sold big lawnmowers and outside equipment and tools and stuff for my dad. But then they had a lot of clothes and stuff for my mom. They had the Sears Portrait Studio, talking about glamour shots. They sold video games. They had TVs. So we were always there first. So my mall going experiences were really kind of two different ones. If I went with my family, it was go into Sears and then maybe go into a couple other ones. Like my mom would go to Sears, she would go to J.C. Penney's, she would go to Dillard's, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go into Gadzooks or Tape World and stuff like that.
Right.
I went into those on the field trips, and those I wouldn't go into like McRae's or Sears. I wouldn't go into those. I'd go into the smaller ones. So Sears definitely gets because that was my mom's favorite.
That makes sense. That makes sense because, like I said, that's where your adventure began. So I understand that. Well, all right. Well, hey, folks, let us know what were your top favorite stores to visit in the mall. Let us know. And do you still have a mall? Do you still go to a mall?
Right. Let's go to the mall.
Let's not
today.
We'll see you next time on Saturday
Morning
Samoflange.